Whitecaps, and the water is just pushing up against the seawall here. Now, this whole section is new. Sanford just put this all in not too long ago, and so far it's holding up, but the water is very high, and the wind is just pushing it here. And this is, if you don't know, Lake Monroe is part of the St. Johns River, and so this is where a lot of the water floods into, and then it goes from here up to Astor, up in Lake in the Volusia County area. And so what they're really worried about is flooding along the rivers here in Seminole County, because we've had so much rain here, and we've been telling you about that since Friday. Now, Seminole County is going to be giving an update around 5 o'clock this afternoon, and we will probably take that live as well, just to get an update as to how things are going along the riverfront. But for now, reporting live from Sanford along Lake Monroe, Jeff Left Coolidge. We'll send it back to you guys.
See how it looks? I mean, it looks like almost like an ocean beginning to form behind him in terms of the whitecaps, and it'll get worse as the day gets a little bit longer.
Yeah, and you saw some of that ponding kind of happening in the grassy area where Jeff was standing. So that water, oh, geez.
It's going to be tough. Let's get you caught up now on what's happening in Volusia County. Channel
9's Mike Springer continues our live team coverage in Holly Hill. Mike, the conditions there, you've got a lot of water behind you too. It looks like some of that trying to make it out of that big body of water there.
Well, we're right over by Ross Point Park in Holly Hill, Darlene, just right on the intercoastal. This is an area that floods very frequently over here. I just want to take your attention to the intercoastal right now. You can kind of see how high the water levels are already at this point. And as Jeff and others have mentioned before, we have a lot of saturation here. So with that high tide and as the rain comes down, we could start to see some flooding here. Now, a lot of the docks here along the intercoastal, these were damaged 6 years ago when Matthew came through here. So a lot of people have been rebuilding these docks over the last few years. So depending on what we see here, we could maybe have some dock damage again as well. And I just want to take your attention now over to Riverside Drive here. Again, this is a very high frequency flooding spot for the city of Holly Hill, kind of between 3rd Street there all the way down to about LPGA. This will flood very frequently whenever there's a high tide and a heavy rain. You can already see there's some water starting to pull up here on the road. No major flooding, though, on Riverside at this point just yet. People are still watching and monitoring the situation. Those wind gusts have knocked down some of those dead palm fronds already. But as we continue to report here live in Volusia County, we'll keep you up to date on these conditions and the county's curfew, which will be going into effect here starting at 8 o'clock tonight. Reporting live in Volusia County, Mike Springer, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
May have been hard to hear him there, but what he was saying, that he's reminding us about that curfew that goes into effect at 8 o'clock tonight over in Volusia County.
And we can see why that storm is coming that way. Let's go ahead and get the latest right now with Certified Chief Meteorologist Tom Terry. He is back with us now. And again, Tom, you've now been able to watch those various locations around Central Florida and what those reporters in real time are experiencing in our area.
Yeah, that's in the 35, 40 mile an hour range, maybe 45. So we're going to bring that up about 50% here in the next 8 hours. So it's going to be 55, 60, 65, maybe gusting up to hurricane strength.
And the storm's still pretty far away
about 120 miles away. Now, we've gotten a little bit of luck here, if we can use that term loosely, and the fact that there's a little bit of a dry area on the east side of it. So I think our rain totals will not be as catastrophic, but we haven't even gotten to the heavy rain part of the system yet. And we saw this video earlier coming in out of Tampa Bay, and just literally the shallows there sucked the water right out of the bay, and they had people out there walking around. It's just a very unique nature system. Right now, that is the Cat 4. It's weakening slowly. It's going to be making its way in just north of Fort Myers. Max storm surge. It's been a huge disaster in this area as expected with storm surge. And storm surge is the #1 reason why we evacuate during a hurricane like this. And that's why they had to evacuate Tampa, because early on it was hard to tell if it's going to be here or here. This is fine-tuning things as we've been doing. But that reverse storm surge emptied out Tampa Bay. So here's the timeline. Now we're getting down to it. This evening, gusty passing squalls. It'll become more of a non-stop squall during the overnight hours. The winds will build in as the hurricane moves closer. Our tornado threat will continue to stay with us all during the evening hours tonight. That's kind of part of what we're doing behind the scenes. We've got one eyeball on the hurricane, another one on the rotation going on inside the storm. And tomorrow morning, Ian Center will be south of Orlando and moving toward the coast, and we will have many of you without power, unfortunately. And this is a live view from Daytona Beach. You can see the squall coming through. 76. It's a little cooler out there. It certainly has cooled down. Metro Orlando with the heavy rainfall, and these are the wind gusts at the top of the hour, right around tropical storm strength. So that's going to be increasing, and it's going to be in these squalls that we have the heaviest wind and rain. There is a little bit of a gap through here, so it's not full time, but we're getting heavy rain downtown Orlando, especially on the southeast side. That was an actual tornado report. We were live on the air showing you those little nuggets if you were tracking with us earlier. Sure enough, we had a tornado. So that's kind of why we have our radars doing what we're doing. We're still watching these very closely here. Some outer squalls are moving north through parts of Brevard County. Metro Orlando, it's a mess. It's rainy. It's sideways. This is going to be worse overnight tonight. We're keeping an eye for heavy rain along the St. Johns River as well. Heavy rain continues to move north. In this area in our northeastern zones, you'll be the last to see the rain move out by late tomorrow night. So where is this storm? 125 miles roughly southwest of Orlando. And there's this drier slot that we've been talking about coming through, but we're still generating some rain bands that we're dealing with right now. But that storm north-northeast at 9, a little quick division here. We've got roughly 12, 13 hours roughly, and this storm will be right about over here, and that's where all the big wind field, which will be several hundred miles across, we're all going to be dealing with tropical storm conditions by early on in the morning. So after sunset tonight, and especially overnight and in the morning, you may wake up and there's no power. So this is Early Warning Future Track, and it really does a good job here. It's really been a great tool for us. It shows that dry slot. Here are those heavy rain bands, and this keeps moving north. I think this may be a little bit fast, okay, but this is roughly what we're going to be looking at by sunset tonight. Hurricane will likely be a little bit farther south, about right here, but heavy rain metro area down toward Polk County. We're watching our friends in Polk County, even one of our helpline. We have our helpline. Someone was asking about if the power goes out and they have power to run their portable wells and their well water. That's one of the reasons why we have you stock up on water, because if you do have a well and the power goes out, you can't get water out of the ground. So just be very careful there. And as that storm continues to lift toward the northeast, this is overnight. We will be on nonstop watching this. Heavy, heavy rain coming in on the north side of the storm. And notice how the south end kind of weakens and the north side keeps on hammering through. So this will hammer, hammer, hammer all night long. 6 o'clock in the morning, the storm will be roughly over here, I think in eastern Osceola County, moving toward northern Brevard County, but it's such a big storm that the exact center is not really going to matter. But look how much additional rainfall we could just keep rolling through all the way during the afternoon on Thursday. George Waldenberger joins me right now. And George, this storm is going to be with us all the way through tomorrow.
Yeah, and Tom, an interesting little bit of information here. You ready?
Yep.
Our official high temperature came out today. What do you think that was?
83.
77 degrees.
That's our coolest day in forever.
Wow.
Of course.
I hate to have a hurricane to make that possible.
And this is what happens. This is what it takes to have that be our high temperature, a hurricane. And there it is. It's Ian. Made landfall 3:05 near Fort Myers Beach, and you can see now it's moving on shore. We'll talk more about that in a second, but we have a long time before it actually tracks through. So what I'm going to show you the timing of the actual center of the storm. This evening we're still waiting. So we're getting those bands of rain. We have the tornado threat. The rain's accumulating. We actually have a brand new flood warning that was issued, and what that means is some of the rivers are now beginning to run a little higher. Some of the creeks as well, especially Orlando and east over toward Brevard County. So you're going to start to see the retention ponds, the lakes, the creeks get higher and higher, and you'll start to see some minor flooding along the banks, and that's going to grow as we go through the day tomorrow. This is 2 a.m. Notice how the center of Ian is not even here yet. So overnight through tomorrow morning, we're still waiting, still getting the rain. We still have the tornado threat overnight. Then 8 a.m., that's when the center of Ian, hopefully at this point, weakening to a tropical storm, but still producing a whole lot of rain. 8 a.m. all the way through 4 p.m. It may take that long for Ian to move from near Orlando and Kissimmee to offshore. After that, then the drier air moves in. And actually, I'm standing over some of these timing boxes, but I can actually see the time on the upper right-hand corner of your screen. After that, we get drier air, and we can clean up as we head into the weekend. So some of the county-by-county impacts. Lake County, which is under a hurricane warning. The timing with Ian looks to be passing south of Lake County at the current forecast track very early in the morning. So before many people even wake up. This is when we'll start to see even even more power outages, and that flooding threat will be there through tomorrow. We'll keep the tornado threat and the winds 50, maybe 70 miles per hour. Now in Marion and Sumter County, we're talking about a tropical storm warning. These counties look like Ian will pass well to the south very early, actually late tonight through tomorrow morning, but still watching for power outages here, and we keep the heavy rain threat because on the north side of Ian's passing, that's where I think we're going to see some of the heaviest rainfalls tomorrow. Now today we've seen some very heavy rainfall amounts in Brevard County, over 6 inches in some spots, but tomorrow's going to be a different story where we're going to see a lot of those rains on the north side of the path of Ian. Volusia, Flagler County. Now, Flagler's under a tropical storm warning. Volusia's under a hurricane warning because the center of Ian will likely pass right over Volusia County, and Ian passes actually tomorrow early afternoon. Slow-moving storm, but Darlene, Greg, I'm going to pass it back to you, but we'll continue to track here on Channel 9. We'll let you know if we get any more alerts, all right?
That was good going through county by county, give people the timing of what they can expect and when. We've seen some video coming into our newsroom, Fort Myers, because of the storm surge and the damage there, that some of the houses appear to be actually moved from their foundations. A live look right now. This camera amazingly still holding up, showing downtown Fort Myers. We'll be right back with our continuing coverage of Hurricane Ian, one of the strongest storms to ever hit Florida.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Get a $500 cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter turbo engine. Plus, now during truck season, get a $1,000 accessory allowance toward a new Chevy truck with accessories. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
If your pets have turned your floors into an eyesore, we got some tricks in our tool belt. 50 Floor now has the newest hardwood, tile, laminate, luxury vinyl, and carpet. 50 Floor brings hundreds of samples to your home to see in your own light. 50 Floor will do all the heavy lifting for you, and they can get most jobs done in a day. They'll even clean up afterwards. Call today to get free installation. 50 Floor is home improvement done right.
Call 877-50 Floor. Pick up the phone, we'll be knocking at your door.
Storm season is here, and we're ready. With innovative technology and new ways to reroute power to help prevent outages in all kinds of weather. Strengthening our systems, restoring power quickly and safely, while keeping you informed. It's all part of building a smarter energy future for you.
Don't sweat the heat. Call the most trusted choice in Central Florida for AC service. Advanced Air Conditioning. With 24/7 emergency service, we'll be there when you need us most. Plus, get worry-free maintenance with our diagnostic tune-up for just $79. Advanced Air Conditioning. You can count on us.
It is just about 4:30. I'm Darlene Jones, and we continue our live, continuous coverage on Hurricane Ian as it makes its way here.
Yeah, I've got the list of the strongest storms in Florida, and I'm not expecting you to see the list very well, but where we're at right now, Hurricane Ian, top 4 all-time in terms of its strength impacting the state of Florida.
Yeah, you can see some of the damage already in the southwest part of the state, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But first, we want to get you to Channel 9's Melanie Holt, who has been in Brevard County today, where a pump station actually fell a short time ago.
We got a call earlier today about an issue out here on Nora Avenue on Merritt Island. You can see just how wet it is out in this neighborhood right now. We did contact the county and found out that a pump station in this area failed. They were able to get a crew out, get that pump station working again, but in the meantime, you can see how much water is left out here and the roadways here on this in this neighborhood. That's Nora Avenue, and this is Brentwood Court, so in both areas right now. I can tell you that just in the last week or so, we've seen significant rainfall in this area, and of course now more today with those bands that have been moving through, and still much more rain to come. So obviously folks at least out in this area hoping that that pump station keeps working and working properly. Reporting from Merritt Island, Melanie Holt, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Thank you so much, Mel. And check out this just incredible video we're now starting to get out of Fort Myers. This house in Fort Myers you see here is underwater. Major wind and damage, major wind damage there to the roof in Fort Myers. Now, this looks like, wow, look at that. You can see that roof being ripped completely off that home there.
Yeah, that's an example, too. Of those are the, manufactured / mobile homes. And this is what's expected when you read what happens with a Category 4 storm. It does talk in great detail about these types of homes. It says here, again, under the Sampson scale, that mobile and manufactured homes are often flattened, most trees except for the hardiest uprooted and snapped. And again, total and long-lived electrical and water losses expected possibly for many weeks. So that's the description of a storm. It's a Cat 4, 135
wind gust in that vicinity.
So there you go. That's Tom Terry with the latest on what happened there in that particular part of Fort Myers. But that's just one image of many, many of these playing out today.
I know you've seen some being circulated on social media, and we're working to verify a lot of that, but they have significant damage, as you can see there. So it's not only going to be a flooding issue there with all of the high waters there, but also catastrophic damage to property in that area.
No doubt. How about our area now? Let's bring it back home. Lake County, and Channel 9's Christopher Heath is live there to tell us if anything has changed since his last report.
All right, it looks like we're having an audio issue there with Chris, and this can happen in situations like this where he's got rain and, we've got equipment. It's all technology and electronics. So
yeah, let's take a look at transformer video now.
Yeah, we'll try to get back to him shortly. This is new video into our newsroom now. You can see this transformer in Bradenton. Take a look at this.
Yeah, the video that came into our newsroom will show you pretty clearly. There's what happens with these storms. That's the power box, the transformer that is used to send that electricity to these various businesses, and that will be a common theme throughout the night.
And this is another reason why we tell you and you hear emergency responders and our team of certified meteorologists remind you to stay indoors. You just don't know what will happen once the storm starts to go through your area.
And again, as Hurricane Ian makes its way across Central Florida, you can share all your weather pictures and videos to our newsroom. Again, make sure you're staying safe while doing so. Send your footage to WFTV.com/share. And I just did this online. I wanted to see how easy this process was. It was so easy. So again, it's not an email. You just go WFTV.com/share. There'll be a share button. Touch that. It asks you, where do you want to get that from? And you put, your photos or take a video, and you hit share. And it asks for your name and your email so we can properly credit you. And then we'll get it up on our social media channels and also on Channel 9. So it's an easy process, because if I can do it, anybody can do it. And I have video of a pretty significant car crash that was sent to me in Maitland, with somebody out, again, when they're not supposed to be, and really wiped out their car. So we'll bring you that video and other videos as they come in.
Yeah, let's get you to Channel 9's Christopher Heath. I believe we have him back now. The last time we saw you, Chris, you were along US 27.
Yeah, that's correct, here in Claremont, Darlene. And, what we're still seeing out here is really what we were seeing for about the last hour or so, which is intermittent rain bands coming through. We'll get, a downpour of rain. The wind really picks up, and then it starts to calm back down again. It's the cycle starting to repeat, but those times between them are getting shorter and shorter, and it feels like the wind gusts are definitely getting stronger and the rain coming down much harder each time. I want to show you a little bit of this area here. We're in a neighborhood here, and you can tell the ground is saturated. Under my feet, you can hear it squishing just a little bit. That's because it's been raining all day, but it's also been raining here for the last several weeks. So a lot of the lower lying areas here in Lake County are of concern. One of the places, Lake Minnehaha, earlier this week, they dropped 2 feet of water out of that lake to try and make room for all of this rain that is going to be coming to the area. And of course, people now taking the precautions. They're getting off the roads. They're getting to their safe places and really starting to just take in the full breadth and depth of this storm as it approaches our area. And of course, this is an area that's been through hurricanes before, but this is unlike one that many people have seen, at least in their lifetime, or at least in their recent lifetime. So we'll keep an eye on what's going on here in Claremont and bring you any updates as they become available. For now, reporting live in Claremont, Christopher Heath, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Nice to see that people are taking the warning seriously. Earlier today, emergency responders in Lake County told their residents, be off the roads, be where you want to go by 2 o'clock. We're now 2.5 hours past that. We have brand new video of showing hurricane hunters flying into Ian.
Yeah, these planes actually go into the storm, right into the eye of the storm, and take a look and listen to just how powerful the turbulence was on board the plane known as Kermit.
There goes the sun. There goes the beds. Holy cow.
Yeah, one of the hurricane hunters called this flight the roughest of his career. The beds that they sleep in that are against the sides of this plane were thrown into the middle walkway. Coffee was thrown everywhere, and anything that wasn't attached wound up on the floor. And the plane took quite the beating, so much so that it was basically jumping up and down vertically. So as they went down in there, typically it's a bumpy flight, but this one was going up and down, and even the most experienced of those hurricane hunters said this was something they had never seen or felt before. So that is what you call, I mean, that's some turbulence right there.
Shows you the power of this storm. Channel 9's Nick Papantonis has more on what we're seeing now in Central Florida. I know you've been tracking conditions there in Kissimmee, Nick. What are you seeing right now?
As we're continuing to see heavier and heavier bands of rain move through Kissimmee here, we're starting to see some of those inland issues with potential flash flooding consequences. I'll draw your attention to just where we've parked our car real quickly here. You can see the rain starting to stack up and pool up on the street and sidewalk, overtopping this normal runoff ditch. Actually, Ray, if you want to pull the camera out this way, see it's all running into that drain right there quite successfully right now. But the question is, what happens if enough water falls down? It's all going into this runoff ditch that runs through the middle of Kissimmee. And because this ditch is right here, you can see moving quite quickly, taking a lot of debris with it right now. If not, the water enters this, well, the area that we're standing in right now is considered a FEMA flood zone, a place where it's expected to flood once every 100 years or so. A lot of Kissimmee is newly developed, and so therefore a lot of these houses have not been through this sort of situation right now. So while the area around here, the people living in these apartments next to this street, are well aware of what they moved into, perhaps further down the waterway or Lake Toho, Shingle Creek, a lot of those newer developed areas, well, those homeowners might not realize that they're going to be facing some water issues later on. So again, early signs here. We still got much of the storm to pass us by yet. But as we have more and more water stack up here, the question is, does that water continue to stack up and start to stack up, frankly, in these established waterway systems that are meant to take it out, but might not be able to handle that? In Kissimmee, Nick Papantonis, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
I mean, to tell you how Kissimmee and Osceola County is interconnected with all of Florida, a lot of the water that comes from the Everglades makes its way up to Toho and then spills out there into Shingle Creek. And then if there's a lot of rain or storm surge that's pushing that weather from South Florida, ultimately that winds up in people's houses. One important note, you're saying to yourself, okay, it's a business day. What if I call my insurer and get flood insurance? Once a storm is named, it is too late to get insurance for that particular storm. You could still get it, but that would begin after Hurricane Ian passes.
We do a lot of reporting on this throughout the year, and people wonder why. This is why, because you have to get prepared before the storm actually happens.
No doubt.
Flagler County officials have issued a countywide curfew that will start at 8 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, these curfews we'll see in more and more counties being announced. If history proves to, again, repeat itself, the curfew will last until 7 tomorrow morning. This does not include first responders, emergency officials, or Salvation Army and Red Cross volunteers. Anyone violating the curfew will pay a $500 fine and could actually face 60 days in jail. We'll let you know if Flagler County extends their curfew. We have reported on the past, in recent past with Matthew, how people who have been out beyond the curfew have actually been killed, whether that was on the roof of their house, you know, and doing work, but when it's after the curfew, Again, you're not supposed to be outside, supposed to be in your home, even if it's around your own yard. All right, let's take a look now in Titusville, and wow, look at this. This is an area that we've been going back and forth to, and again, we're talking well over 100 miles, Darlene, from the actual thrust of Hurricane Ian, and the water on the Atlantic side is being pushed by the storm and that dirty side of the storm as it brings the winds over Florida out to the ocean and then drives that water back on shore.
It really is incredible to see these images, and we've seen this in other parts of the state as well, where that water is being pushed out onto the shoreline or onto land, if you will, and causing some extreme flooding. Let's take you to Naples. This video we have here, this is at a hotel in Naples. If you are able to get to your television, you have to come and see this. You can see just how much water has risen there. This water to the first floor level of this hotel there in Naples. Dozens of cars there are fully underwater. So seeing the staircase there, what that tells me is that that's likely probably an attached parking garage. And you've got the hotel there. I was just in Naples a couple of weeks ago. That area, absolutely beautiful, but you can see the videos coming in now, the destruction and the recovery that will have to happen there after the storm.
Right, Naples, like most of Southwest Florida, is basically at sea level, maybe 3 feet above sea level. And when we are talking, probably from this moment forward, we may be more descriptive than we typically would. We probably won't use phrases like, look at this. And the reason for that, many folks will begin to lose power if they haven't already, and they will begin to listen to the broadcast, and we'll try to paint that picture as clearly as we can. So if you haven't lost power and you're watching on TV and it says, yeah, I can see that for myself, Greg, why are you saying that? We're going to have to describe play by play the important parts of what we're seeing so those who cannot see it but can hear it know what's happening.
That's also important for our news partners at WDBO. We know that quite a few of you, in fact, I've received a couple of messages from people on Facebook saying, hey, we're listening to you all on the radio. Can you describe to us what you're seeing? Because we want to know what's happening too. And so thank you to our news partners at WDBO for allowing us to broadcast through their airwaves as well.
Many others throughout Central Florida also picking up our signal. We're going to take you now back over to Certified Chief Meteorologist Tom Terry with the enhanced satellite.
Oh,
and
look at that.
That's an amazingly, that's covering the state of Florida, Tom.
Goodness. Yeah. That's different from what we have seen in the last hour or so even.
Yeah, and a lot of this is just kind of clouds and squalls, but I just wanted to show you the immense size of this hurricane as it made a similar landfall point to where we had Charlie back 18 years ago. But Charlie, the winds would fit inside what's left of what the eye is here. It is a much, much larger wind field with this particular storm. Just amazing right now. I'm going to show you what wind report we just got. Cape Coral, 135 mile-an-hour wind. It's really hard to verify some of the maximum sustained winds in these kinds of storms because we simply lose the infrastructure. We don't get the reports. But hurricane warning remains in effect all the way through Lake, all the way through Volusia County. A new tornado watch just came out. We're going to be watching this all night long. We're not going anywhere. You can hunker down with us at home. This is early warning Doppler 9 radar. We're getting these squally rain bands coming through right now. A little bit of a break here perhaps, but then we get the heart of the system that'll be moving in overnight tonight. Just had wind gusts 52 at Orlando International. Where we see this rain, that's where the windiness is. So if you're in a gap, you're in a gap. You get into this and it's squally and everything is raining sideways. So pretty much we're getting the 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts with this, just below severe limits. But it's kind of like a big gusty severe thunderstorm or near severe storm. There's Orlando. We have rain up here to the north as well. The storm about 120 miles or so, moving at 9 miles an hour. So it's going to be across Osceola, Polk County right around daybreak in the morning. We're going to get a new track here coming up. Is this the new track? I think it is. It just came out. So this is going to be no, it isn't. 8 a.m. Is that new, George? Not yet, not yet. This will say 2. Okay, so I don't think you're going to change it too much. So daybreak in the morning, Osceola County area, moving toward northern Brevard more than likely, and then off the coast of Volusia by tomorrow night. Winds 145, and our in-house model, I think it's just a little bit fast, but it just shows this huge slug of wind, rain, squalls after midnight tonight, and we may dry out some on the south side, but kind of blow the north side all the way through during the overnight hours when we start coverage tomorrow morning. We'll still have these outer heavy rain bands, and this may take a little bit more time coming on through. So, guys, we're going to be tracking much more of this. We'll take you county by county and get all of our crews ready to go here. We'll see you again very shortly.
All right, Tom, thank you.
Yeah, so much to track, and we appreciate that enhanced view as well. We want to get you over to Lake County. Channel 9's Jeff Deal has been over there. He was in Tavares the last time we saw him.
So let's go to Leesburg, and Jeff knows this area very well. He has covered so many storms and hurricanes for us, and Jeff, it seems as though you're starting to see a little bit of that squally weather right now.
Exactly. This is the hardest rain that we've seen all day. We've been driving around. We've been in Mount Dora, Eustis, Tavares, now over in Leesburg, and it's by far the hardest it's rained. A little bit more wind in this area, too. You may be able to see the signs kind of blowing out here. And this traffic signal here, this is US 441 at College Drive, sort of by Lake Sumter State College. But you can see the lights are flashing. When we first pulled up to this intersection, the lights were completely out. And emergency officials telling us earlier in the day, if you see an intersection like this where the lights are out, they'll want you to treat it as a four-way stop, as it is now. Obviously, the yellow just to slow down, or the red just to stop and go whenever it's clear. But so far, no problems out here on the road. But this is kind of the first sign of issues we've seen with traffic signals being out. A little bit lighter note over here, you can see Waffle House is actually open. You hear a lot of times people say, hey, you know it's bad when Waffle House is closed. Well, obviously not bad yet out here in Lake County. Waffle House is still open, and really emergency officials wanted folks to be inside by 2 o'clock today, stay away from the roads if they possibly could. We were at a gas station earlier. It seems like a lot of folks are still sort of treating this as a prep stage here in Lake County. We saw people still getting gas. We saw people buying bottles of water, beer, wine, soft drinks, snacks, and things like that. A lot of people actually buying lottery tickets, so maybe hunkering down and hoping to get a little bit lucky with this storm. But again, right now, starting to see quite a bit more rain and quite a bit more wind here in Lake County. Still not as bad as some of those coastal area live shots that we saw earlier today, but we're going to continue to monitor things out here and let you know what we see. And reporting live in Lake County, Jeff Deal, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
All right, Jeff, maybe this will be their lucky day, we hope, in terms of not only the lottery, but in terms of the weather as well. It's important to note, as we're going to bring you the next story regarding power. When we bring you numbers, those are customers. In other words, that's the name on the top of the bill. In many homes, of course, there's 2 or more residents, so it's not really impacting the numbers. There's 22 million Floridians and more, already approaching 1 million customers without power here in Florida confirmed.
Incredible. And I'm glad you brought that up, because I had made a note earlier about that. It's customers, so that includes, you know, in some cases residential and businesses, that some of which may be closed at this time. But hundreds of people across Central Florida right now are already dealing with power outages, and that really is incredible, because as we've told you for some time now, over the last hour or more, this storm's still more than 100 miles away, and so we're experiencing these outages just with the light wind and rain that we've already seen dropping in our area. According to FPNL, just under 4,000 customers in Brevard County alone are without power. Duke Energy, more than 2,000 customers are without power in Seminole County. And OEC, which primarily, provides utilities for the Orlando metro area, reports a few outages only, affecting just more than 100 people in the Orange County area.
In Osceola County, KUA, Kissimmee Utility Authority, about 1,000 customers have no power there. So again, multiply. Again, some are the businesses that are closed, some are residents, of course, and then 2 or 3 residents per, and you can see how many people starting to be in the dark already. And we want to take you now back down to Southwest Florida, and these images continue to come our way. And this is another one of the parking garages at one of the structures there, and you see the emergency lights going on and off there. Some of those are triggered by the alarm system of cars, and those alarm systems are triggered by knocking into the side of the car, but this time it's not a human knocking into the side, but Mother Nature, with the force of the water, even sending off these car alarms down there. And Again, we've seen what this has done to, like, you know, the used car markets in Florida and the various things with, you know, people trying to sell flooded out cars. So that'll be another story for another day, but just as a thing to put in the back of your head, probably not the time to consider buying a used car after what Florida is going to be going through over these next several days and hours.
This is a reason why even though, like yesterday, we saw Orlando open up its parking garages saying, hey, people can park there, but this is a reason why you don't want to park on the first floor. Because this is exactly, you know, what can happen in situations like this.
Yeah, because this water will recede, and if your car's okay, you can go. If it's not, you can't.
Yeah, and your car is damaged, and yeah. Orange County Fire Rescue is also trying to alert people. This is video just into our newsroom. Our reporters cruise again.
Listen here.
An evacuation of all mobile homes is recommended. Residents of mobile homes should relocate to a marked structure.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, it's faint, but you can
It's hard to hear, but they're on a PA system going around the community, and we heard the mayor talking about this, that they would do this.
Hurricane Ian is expected to impact this area with high winds and heavy rain. An evacuation of all mobile homes is recommended.
There you go. Evacuation of all mobile homes is recommended. That's the message that they're giving. Again, this has been something that a lot of people have heeded. Some, as you can see there, have boarded up. One of the things I had never seen before this storm were those straps. They're covered up by the truck. The next time this truck makes a pass here, Darlene, you'll see to the front of it as it comes around the corner that some of these mobile homes have actually added these aftermarket straps to the outside of their homes. Now look right there. See those yellow straps?
Wow.
I had not seen that before, and that is a way that they can tether those to the ground, and we'll see, you know, when the storm comes through, if it works. I hadn't seen that.
I have never seen that, and I have been in the field for many storms. I've never seen anything like that. We'll have to revisit this neighborhood, make note of that, and see what the winds are in that area and to see if that was actually helpful. But Orange County Fire Rescue going around in those neighborhoods, as government leaders had promised, they're reminding people, recommending that they really shouldn't even be in that area, that they should have evacuated to one of the shelters of the county open.
Yeah, I love the effort, Orange County Fire Rescue. Just one more reminder, it's time to get out. All right, as Ian continues to march towards Central Florida, I want to show you the impacts we are already feeling across our area.
My big concern is possibly that losing the power and the water level coming up.
Take a look at this. Wow, incredible damage there. Planes at the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood Airport completely flipped over there.
So these pictures are out of Key West. They show firefighters here battling a fire in the middle of a storm surge warning.
Get to higher ground, you need to get to structures that are safe. If you see any type of cord or electrical, do not go anywhere near that. That could be very, very hazardous.
Our county is now centrally within the crosshairs of Hurricane Ian.
Pray for people. This is a major, major storm.
By this evening, we will be experiencing full tropical force, tropical storm winds.
This hurricane is coming. It's not a European model. This isn't the American model. This is the real model. It's on its way.
Yeah, and this isn't hyperbole. This is happening. This is a massive storm. It is one of the top 4 in the history of Florida's recorded time of, you know, tracking these storms, dating all the way back. I mean, there are storms that I have seen from the 1500s. Now, of course, you know, we don't have those within that particular math, but this is a significant storm, and that was a wonderful job put together by Margaret Norman, one of our video editors, to show us what's happened so far, and there's more to come.
Yeah, and Congress is on track now to pass disaster relief for Florida to help with the recovery efforts that will undoubtedly be needed, especially as you look at the video we just showed you and what we will continue to show you over the next few days.
Yeah, the bipartisan effort comes after President Biden vowed the federal government will help the states.
I made it clear to the governor and the mayors that the federal government is ready to help in every single way possible.
Thus far, every request Florida has made of the federal government has been approved.
The Disaster Relief Fund is expected to pass at the end of the week. There's a look at the satellite imagery of just how big this storm is. One more piece of video that we want to bring you from Marco Island before we hit the 5 o'clock hour. And this came to us from the Marco Island Police Department. And these are streets that, of course, are adjacent to a bay area there. And this is storm surge. This is not from rain. This is the pushing and the piling of water because of the offshore winds. You've seen that it basically emptied Tampa Bay. Well, that water went somewhere, and we can tell you that some of it went right there to Marco Island.
And you want to pay attention because to give you an idea of how much water, you can see that it's almost topping the mailboxes there along that residential area. So that gives you an idea of just how much water has poured into the area from Hurricane Ian. We do have more video, much more coming from the Fort Myers Beach area, and you can see the destruction and just the flooding there from Ian. Oh my, wow.
Again, the storm surge here. Fort Myers basically 3 or 4 feet above sea level. But again, as you can see right there, just how much is impacted. This is Fort Myers
underwater.
Beach. Yeah, this is one of the most beautiful parts of Florida. For those who haven't been to our southwest part, the sands are white, the ocean is very blue, the homes, again, densely populated because it's such an attractive place, not just with visitors and tourists, but with residents. And those residents will certainly have a mess to come back to and clean up when it is safe to do so. We're going to go back over to Severe Weather Center 9. Again, I've been joined for the longest time by Darlene Jones. It's been an honor to work with you. We'll continue to work, again, side by side throughout the rest of the storm, but Martha Segalski will be here in a second. Let's go on over to Severe Weather Center 9 and Chief Meteorologist Tom Terry. Tom, you've now seen and been able to digest some of those videos, and a lot of these storms come at night, this one during the day.
Yeah, and we are going to get, I think, some of our most impactful weather starting late tonight and during the overnight hours, so at least they didn't have to go through that during the nighttime hours, which we've had several storms that have hit at night just by coincidence. Still waiting. 5 o'clock advisory just came in. Update, track no move, and I will update that so we can get the track on. Right now, it has slowed down incrementally. We're at 8 miles an hour, and this is critical as I don't think it's going to slow down too much more. I certainly hope not, but right now, it's made a second landfall because it hit the outer barrier islands. Now it's made its way, Pirates Cove, I believe, was the location. So that's going to be still very close to where we had our Hurricane Charlie back in 2004. And you can kind of see it has been this little oscillation. There's so much mass rotating around these storms that any subtle change in the geometry kind of makes it wobble. It's kind of like a tire's got a little bump in it, kind of wiggle waggles around. But that's going to work its way up north. A lot of very heavy rain still on the way across the area, and that's going to continue to move on through. So some of the winds within Ian right now, we just had 135-mile-an-hour wind gusts. We're still very squally here where we get the heavy rain bursts coming by. That's where we're getting some of the now 50-plus mile-per-hour winds, and we're getting those kind of wind gusts.
And we have the new forecast track in as of 5 o'clock, Tom.
Yeah, I'm going to just show that right now here. So
looks like it was shifted just a little bit to the southeast, just a tiny bit.
Yeah, this will not affect what we're going to get one iota because this is the new track. Thank you, George, for just updating this. Cat 4, Cat 1, this is going to be 2 o'clock in the morning, so near Sebring. This is going to be in southern sections of Polk County. So it looks like, again, we're going to bring a Cat 1. That's 85 miles an hour south of Poinciana, Intersection City. So this is going to bring the hammer late tonight, coming all the way up through Kissimmee and St. Cloud, probably as a hurricane, winds 75, 80 miles an hour and some gusts higher than that, and then work right through near the southeast side of Orange County by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. They did slow this down, right?
8 miles, yeah, a mile an hour. It was.
So when we're talking 120 miles and you kind of take your foot off the gas a little bit and coast, this is going to be a prolonged event. Now, I will let you know our forecast model, which up to now has done a great job, did kind of bring it a little bit farther east, a little quicker. But let's stay with the track here because they're using a multi-model consensus. But either way, guys, we have big impacts coming our way after sunset all night tonight and during the first part of the morning, but we have got you covered.
I feel like, Tom, again, that feels a little bit like breaking news in terms of all the things that we're throwing in here at folks. The fact that Intercession City, Poinciana, and parts of Osceola County tonight, when it's pitch black at 2 a.m., are going to have a Category 1 hurricane bearing down on them.
That's why there's a hurricane warning in effect for the area, and that's going to go all the way through tomorrow. And here is this hurricane warning area. And frankly, I was a little surprised when we first saw this warning come out, but then we started seeing just how big this storm was going to get. And I, again, was not surprised that they included these other counties from Palm Coast back here to the west. Now, this is new also. They have a hurricane watch out. This just popped in for coastal areas of Flagler County, St. Johns, and all the way up toward Jacksonville. So as this gets offshore, it may spin back up a little bit. It's hard to do when they come off land like that, but the waters are very warm, as we know. We haven't had any weather activity. Okay, so that continues to be a threat. That'll be into Friday. Guys, a lot going on.
Yeah, I wanted to throw it back to you because I thought that was pretty newsworthy and noteworthy that the storm did slow down, but the impact of it for the folks there in Intercession City, Polk County, and St. Cloud at 2 o'clock in the morning is going to be significant. And Martha is back with us now. Martha Sagowski, Greg Wormuth, and it's now a little after 5. You're watching Eyewitness News at 5.
We do have live team coverage spread across Central Florida today as Hurricane Ian continues to move inland. We're getting you caught up on the very latest that's happening in Volusia County.
Let's do that. Channel 9's Mike Springer continues our team coverage in Daytona Beach, and it looks not like a river, but like an ocean there a bit behind you right now, Mike.
Yeah, that's the Intracoastal behind me, Greg, and you can see the tide there is starting to rise a little bit here. But I want to take your attention there to the Main Street Bridge where you see some cars going across it right now. The county said this afternoon that Main Street and High Brinks, those are the two drawbridges that the county has here, those will not be raised any further. That stopped at 5 o'clock this evening, so they won't be raising those bridges at this point on until the storm has passed. As for when any of these bridges that are going to cross over the Halifax here, for when those may actually close, that will not happen until we start seeing those sustained wind gusts here of 39 miles an hour or more. That has not happened yet, so people are still free to flow back and forth from the peninsula to the mainland if they so need. And typically what happens a lot of times in these storms, even if they do end up closing the bridges, they usually just close the eastbound lanes. They don't want anybody else going to the peninsula at this point, but they'll leave the westbound lanes open so people who are on the beach side who may want to go somewhere else, maybe go to a shelter, they'll still have the ability to do that. Now, Volusia County does have a curfew that will go into effect tonight starting at 8 o'clock. That will run until 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, and then it will pick up again tomorrow night at 8 p.m. and run until Friday at 7 a.m. And all 4 shelters in the county do remain open. They say they've had about 100 or so people show up to their 4 shelters that they have open. They're able to handle more than 1,100 people at the 4 shelters across the county if they're so needed. Reporting live here in Volusia County, Mike Springer, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
All right, thanks so much. Again, the curfew in place for our friends and folks up there, 8 p.m. until 7 a.m., and then they're going to repeat it again the following day. Because, again, we want to remind our viewers that this is going to be not a quick process. This is going to be 48 hours of getting through Ian.
And we did see the last time a major storm came through Volusia County during curfew hours when people are supposed to be home. We had 1 fatality on the roads, 3 other people died in Volusia. Again, curfew is something that is done for safety, not to hinder your ability to look around. We want to take you now live to Channel 9's Jared Oliver in Orange County. And Jared, Martha, is in the neighborhood where we just saw that cool video of the firefighters urging mobile home residents through their PA system to leave. Did anybody hear that message?
Yeah, they did, actually. We spoke to 2 residents who live in this area as they were checking their mail. We spoke to one lady who lives in one of these mobile homes, and she said that she will evacuate. It is a voluntary evacuation request by the fire department of Orange County. We also spoke to another resident who came and checked his mail, and he said that he is going to ride this storm out. He actually cannot go to one of the local shelter homes because he has too many animals, and then it would just cause problems for him to get inside. But a lot of these mobile homes, as you guys said earlier, earlier, those straps they have on these mobile homes is supposed to help them stay in the ground as the wind continues to come here in Central Florida. Not too long ago, about 45 minutes ago, the wind just continues to come in and out and in and out. And there was one point where half of the sky, it looked as if the sun was coming through, but then on the other side of us, it was completely dark. So that just lets you know that this storm is continuing to move slowly, and it's ever changing just minutes throughout the hour as well. So obviously the wind is continuing to pick up 5 or 10 minutes or so. It keeps changing in and out. The wind, as you can see, is gusting in our faces right now. But it is imperative to stay inside, hunker down, and evacuate if you can. As for this mobile home community, it is an evacuation request that is voluntary. For now, though, live in Seminole County, Jared Oliver, Eyewitness News.
All right, Jared, thank you very much. An example of how we've used every member of our staff, some behind the scenes, some in front of the camera, like Jared, one of our lead sports guys out there doing a good job of play-by-play of what the storm is like. And he talked about this fire rescue vehicle, Martha.
Yeah, they were actually, Orange County Fire Rescue was using a PA system to warn folks in their mobile homes about the dangers of Hurricane Ian. I don't know if we're going to be able to hear it again, but you're looking at the video because, again, they're going neighborhood to neighborhood to tell folks what they need to do to get out and be safe and make sure that folks there are okay. And that's what we talk about. Check in on your neighbors. My neighbors knew I wasn't going to be there, but said, hey, we're going to check on your house, make sure all is good. And that's what fire rescue crews are doing right now.
Little nudge. And again, you heard 2 more people, according to Jared Oliver, that he talked with, said they'll heed those warnings and head on out. So how about Brevard County now? We've also kept an eye on that. And Mel has been bouncing around. Melanie Holt, who is a veteran of covering the Space Coast and what happens along it, which includes, unfortunately, you know, big storms, tropical storms, beach erosion, is in one of my favorite parts of Brevard County. I just love Satellite Beach, and that's where Mel is. Hi, Mel.
How are you doing, Greg? We're out here right now just to take a look at Satellite Beach. I can tell you, we've been out here for about 30 minutes. In that time, we've seen bands of rain, and as you might imagine, some pretty rough surf out there as well. What we haven't seen, thankfully, are any people trying to get out in that water. A few folks just walking along the beach taking a look, but no one in that rough surf this afternoon. I did reach out to Brevard County Natural Resources, and I was told because of seasonal variations and the recent new moon that the high tide is already well above the annual average for the next couple of days. So the timing of this hurricane certainly could have been better, but thankfully the beaches are in pretty good shape after a few years of different beach restoration projects. You can look all the way down there. So things are in good shape because of this maintenance and should be able to protect upland structures like the ones you see out here right now. Now, also, this current track, because of the current track, the county believes that the strongest winds will be south and southwest. Those are not the worst directions for beach erosion. So they're hoping, obviously, that the beaches fare pretty well. But again, they won't know until after they are able to come out and survey these beaches once Hurricane Ian has moved through. Live here along Satellite Beach, Melanie Holt, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
All right, Mel, and you can see, I mean, there is the sea grapes that are there and some of the vegetation that will protect the homes, but unlike many other areas that some people are familiar with, you don't see in Satellite Beach that pronounced seawall that's man-made. So will that have an impact when the storm really starts to pound? We'll have to go back there and find out.
Also having an impact right now in Seminole County is Lake Monroe. That lake tends to churn up in situations like this. We want to go to Channel 9's Jeff Left Coolidge, who is live right now. And Jeff, where are you at?
Well, Martha, we have moved. We are down in unincorporated Oviedo on Lake Jessup. We're on the south side of the Lake Jessup Bridge. You can see the water just turning up there. I'm at the house of Joe Hurley, and he tells us that his boat and his dock, he doesn't expect it to be there by the morning. But one of the interesting things about Joe here is this whole area was flooded during Irma, and Joe's house was also flooded. And what he decided to do was actually put the house up about 10 feet in the air, and so that's what he's done to make sure he doesn't have a repeat of Hurricane Irma from several years ago. And so he told us that, you know, so far it's not as bad as Irma, but he thinks it might be worse when the storm actually gets into this part of the area, and he believes that this is all going to be underwater come morning. So that's what's going on here at Lake Jessup. We're going to continue to move around. We're hearing that they're expecting a little Kaiba River to flood here in a little bit. So we may head out that way towards Altamont Springs. That will be our next location. But for now, reporting live in unincorporated Oviedo at Lake Jessup, Jeff Left Coolidge. We'll send it back to you.
All right. Thanks, Jeff, so much. He's going to monitor that situation there. But monitoring the situation right now for our friends out on the West Coast, we do have obvious reports of storm damage.
Yeah, we want to get to the timing of what happened, what's about to happen. And Cassandra Crimmy is over in Severe Weather Center 9. And Cassie has covered a whole bunch of hurricanes and seen this thing for herself firsthand. Cassie, what is up with the water vapor?
Well, so we wanted to look at this because we've been talking about there's a couple of things that really choke out a hurricane, and one is wind shear, and also dry air can be a big key factor. And we've been watching this dry air to see there is a lot of force spinning around this storm system to see if some of that dry air gets pulled in to help kind of bring the storm strength down. So that's really why we're looking at water vapor imagery. And down near Key West, you can see a little bit of that yellow trying to squeeze its way in. So we're going to continue to monitor that. That will obviously play a role in the storm strength as we move forward. Also, land interaction is huge, which we know it has now made 2 landfalls, the Barrier Islands and mainland, for landfalls. So a lot of storm reports coming in. A lot of times we take a look at the National Weather Service. They put out official storm reports that have been verified for us. And you can see, take a look at this. As we get close to Punta Rasa, closer towards Sanibel, 170-mile-per-hour winds recorded earlier this morning, 126-mile-per-hour wind gusts near Captiva. That's all towards the south and west. Now, again, we're still over 100 miles away from the center of this storm, but for central Florida, we've already gotten wind gusts in the storm reports coming in 40 to 55 miles per hour. We had one at the airport right at around 52 miles per hour, and even that confirmed tornado where we've had a couple of tornado warnings that were issued earlier this morning. But I want to take a little bit more about the winds, because with the latest 5 o'clock update, there were a couple of changes coming out of it. Slowed down by about a mile per hour, which you heard Tom Terry talking about, but it also kept the storm as a hurricane for a bit longer than what our last model run has. So this is Thursday morning, and really kind of a snapshot of where I think our wind field will be. So this is right at around 5 o'clock. You can see parts of Osceola, parts of Polk County starting to move into Orange County, kind of that bullseye of red. That's getting winds, sustained winds, 74 miles per hour or higher. So that's when we're getting into Category 1 hurricane strength winds. Now, we move outside of that. We've got a big bullseye again of orange, and that's talking 58 miles per hour or higher. So that is strong tropical storm strength winds. The yellow shading is field that's still tropical storm force, but we're getting in close to about 40 miles to 50, 55 in that location. But if we fast forward this through the progression of the winds as we head through the day, this is Thursday evening, again about 5 o'clock, you can start to see our winds for most of central Florida really lightening up. We're back down to that 40-mile-per-hour sustained winds, but still close to 60-mile-per-hour sustained winds up in Daytona Beach, Palm Coast, De Leon Springs, as we head into our evening hours for tomorrow. So I put together, you see us throw these forecasts at you a lot of time, kind of on a day-to-day when we're talking about our weather, but I've adjusted it to pull in our actual wind gusts as we head through the overnight. So you can see at 7 o'clock tonight in Kissimmee, a wind gust close to 50 miles per hour. We get that slow progression because the storm has some big slow movement getting into the mid-50s, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Early tomorrow morning, 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Now, if we move up closer towards Orlando, again, we have that slow progression, but tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., we're looking at wind gusts that could be closer to 60 miles per hour. This on top of very heavy rainfall that we'll experience with the slow movement. A lot of concerns that we're going to continue to watch for you. Greg and Martha.
Yeah, and right here in Orlando, what jumped out is just the, of course, how long that wind event is. But here in Orlando, it says at 7 o'clock tonight, basically 50-mile-per-hour winds. That'll get your attention. There is no doubt about that.
Sustained winds and then the gusts. And again, this is happening at night where you're going to want to go out if you think the storm has passed to check things out. But we really want to ask folks, stay inside, because that's when so many accidents can happen, and we've seen fatalities.
And one final thing I want to say about that in terms of sleeping, it's important to know what your house looks like in terms of the landscape outside. So if one of your bedrooms is near the biggest oak tree, maybe your bedroom tonight needs to be the living room, and you can just drag the mattress over there and make it kind of a camp-like situation, just in case, heaven forbid, something happens. All right, we have seen some tree down situations already, including in Lake County.
Yeah, we want to go right now to Channel 9's Christopher Heath, who is in Claremont with more. Well, Chris, look behind you. What a mess.
Yeah, absolutely, and I want to show you guys exactly what happened, because this is starting to be the thing we're going to start seeing as the storm begins to move through and we get the gusts. You can hear the guys in the background with chainsaws. They've been out here for the last 2 hours trying to clear some of this away. I talked to OUC and Duke yesterday. They do tree trimming around their power lines, but one of the things they pointed out to me, and it's what you see here, it's hard to really know exactly how strong the tree is under the ground, where the roots are. You also don't know how saturated the ground is going to get, and you combine those two things together, the saturation from all the rain we've had in the last couple of weeks, as well as what we're getting today. Add that together with maybe a root system that's not super strong, and what you get is something like this enormous tree going down. Now, fortunately, the tree did not hit the house, but it did end up in the side yard here. And of course, we've got 2 workers out here right now really trying to get as much of this cleared out before the real part of the storm starts to come through this area. But we're going to start to see a lot more of this. It's not just the down branches from when the storm comes through. It's going to be large trees like this, where there's a failure point that you can't know about until the tree actually does fall over. You can see right there, if we take one more look at it, you can see exactly what happened. Again, very fortunate this did not fall towards the house, fell into the side yard here. But these 2 guys out there doing a lot of work trying to clear that out of the way. And, you know, we're going to be seeing, unfortunately, a lot more damage in the next couple of hours and into the next week as this storm moves its way through and we deal with branches down and hopefully not too much damage to power lines and homes. But we do know that that will be out there. So we'll continue to monitor what's going on out here in Claremont, and we'll bring you more as it becomes available. For now, reporting live in Claremont, Christopher Heath, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Chris. Tree down situations, not predictable, because a tree that looks perfectly strong and perfectly healthy on the inside or the root ball could fall just as easily as the next. So there's an example of what could happen. Now, let's go to Kissimmee, the wetland area that's there. It is the headwaters of the north headwaters of the Everglades, and they have had flooding issues for decades. And I'm talking about Shingle Creek, and here's an example. And those folks, Martha, are very worried.
They are. Look at that. That people have been putting sandbags up on their homes, trying to protect their property, knowing that flooding will happen here. Folks are really worried. This is happening at Kissimmee and Lake Nona, and they're worried about all the rain that's going to be coming our way.
Just try to pay attention to the water. If anything is rising, whether it be through the front or the back, then I could probably readjust the sandbags if I need to.
How much water can you handle here?
Have no idea.
Has no idea, but does not want to take a chance. In fact, this gentleman says he was the only one on his block that put out sandbags. But again, so many folks taking the precautions. We saw all the sandbag locations where folks could come throughout the week to fill up their sandbags and protect their house. Some people right there boarding up their homes. Wind, rain, and the flooding going to be a big issue in Lake Nona. And now we have some wildlife, it looks like. Greg?
That is beautiful. The deer out in the, again, the pasture area in beautiful Lake Nona. And this video just into us. Wanted to bring this along. This is almost like one of those Zen videos that plays in between commercials on streaming channels. A beautiful rainstorm for them. And you would think that their instincts, though, will get them in and out of the weather with some, you know, with some protections as the storm moves closer. The one thing with our wildlife in the sea, the salinity changes and the water with the pushing of the water, you saw it in Tampa, does impact, unfortunately, our sea life. There is no way for many of those sea creatures to escape, and so there will be fatalities when it comes to that. Most of that comes back, you know, through time, but again, there will be some sad stories to report on the number of fish and things like that that have been impacted. All right, so Brevard County, we got this breaking news just into our newsroom. Brevard County schools have now decided to go ahead and close for Friday as well, so they're adding that day to the closure. They'll start back up in Brevard County on Monday, Martha.
All right, and we want to go right now to OUC, how it is preparing to handle Ian's impact to service to our area. We already know in the state that tens of thousands of people right now are without power. And funny, I just got a text from our Vanessa Eccles, and she said her friend is texting her that power is now out in parts of Seminole County. So again, it's slowly starting to make its way here locally. We know that electric and water crews are in place, ready to restore services as needed, as long as it is safe to do so. Again, we see the crews that are coming in. They are coming in from all across our country. Minnesota, North Carolina, they are all checking in, gonna be on standby. And as soon as the all clear has been given, as soon as the winds die down and they can safely get on our roadways, that's when they're gonna get our grids back up and running. But as we know, Greg, it's not gonna happen immediately. It's gonna take some time, but they're here waiting to help us.
And customers are encouraged to visit ouc.com/storm center for important information for before, during, and after the storm. It also will answer a lot of your questions as to when the power crews will come out. The one thing, it's like a beautiful symphony when the weather clears and those men and women go out, the linemen, and begin to fix the damage. You can almost hear the angels with hallelujah, because it's going to be hot, it's going to be sunny, it's going to be steamy, and some of us will be without power for days, weeks, and the foreseeable future until things can get fixed. All right, the last flight out of Orlando International Airport, 10:30 this morning, and dozens of people did not make it out of town.
All right, locals and people from various parts of the country had their flights canceled or moved to later this week. They were trying to get out of the state before Hurricane Ian made landfall. One young family was able to get a flight for this Friday, but have to ration food and diapers for their baby.
Scariest part for me isn't necessarily being stuck here as much as like we only planned for a certain amount of days. When you have a little kid with you, he takes top priority. So when he starts running low on stuff, that's when it gets kind of terrifying.
Tough situation for the parents there, doing all they can to keep their baby comfortable and happy. Airport officials, though, able to gather the passengers left behind, took them to shelters in Orange County. Cute little baby.
Got some video coming in, Martha. This extreme flooding, this is from Everglades City down in South Florida, and you can see this significant amount of water. It is so deep that they are using airboats to navigate. And again, this is cell phone video coming to us from a viewer down in Everglades City. That boat, that is not in particularly the waterway. It is in a street, which now, again, we hear that phrase, streets look like rivers, lakes, and at times ocean. And airboats and the rescues will be happening. There's a good gauge right there. You see that car or truck or SUV and the water up to its windshield. So that will tell you just how bad it is in Everglades City. And if you think that is bad, we've got more happening down in Naples, where, again, you heard the governor talk about this. He's got a news conference coming up in 8 minutes. We'll bring it to you in its entirety. But he talked about the machinery that has been brought in. And we're going to show you some of the water rescues with some of those men and women who are so brave to go in and pluck people from these areas that are underwater.
He says that thousands of people right now are standing by to help people in our state get them out of precarious situations. We do want to go to Channel 9, Shannon Butler, who has been all over Osceola County today. She's live in our Live and Drive with the latest conditions there. I see the lights are still up, Shannon, and the traffic lights are working.
Yeah, there's not too many cars on the road. This is 192. We're actually driving from St. Cloud over to check on Disney World. We've actually never seen Disney World where there was no traffic or no people, seeing how the theme parks are closed. So we were driving over to check on that. But as we've gone down 192, it is pretty covered in water. We just got a little bit of a break now from the rain as we just crossed over here. But the roads are pretty wet. Mostly all we see are sheriff's deputies out here. There are retention ponds along some of the roadway here, and those retention ponds are starting to come over and starting to come into the road. And when we pass other cars, you can't see in the windshield because there's so much water coming up off these roads. But most of the people, it seems, have gone home already. This looks like kind of the last stragglers that maybe had to work a little bit today, now headed home. So people did get off the roads, which will help because they are dangerous. We are in a very heavy vehicle, so we can get around a little bit easier than most. But it is dangerous out here, and it is not a place for these cars to be.
All right, Shannon Butler reporting. Again, I touched on this, Martha, the video of the rescue happening at the flooding in Naples. Now, the storm came ashore basically in the Naples area, and here is a look now at just how deep that storm surge is. And we understand that there are some people that have been rescued from the water by some very brave individuals. This video, we're watching this video as you were watching it for the first time. We were told by the producers that sent this in that you're actually going to see a water rescue. So this person is on a phone walking towards, it looks like maybe a boat. That's certainly a dock. The boat is docked there, and yes, I do see another person that's off in the distance there. But Martha, as this plays out, this kind of gives you the frightening experiences that people right now, as we speak here in Central Florida, are dealing with. And again,
these are unbelievable pictures. We can tell you that, Greg, the mandatory curfew is in play here. Roads are obviously impassable in some points. We know Marco Island, you can't get on the road because there's so much water on the roads right now. But again, there have been rescues happening. Again, we are looking at this video with you, our friends and viewers, right now as it comes into our newsroom. But look how deep wall of water there. I mean, look how many feet has just come in. And Tom, you say that they're on the southern eye wall right now.
Yeah, the winds are still, the rain has kind of moved north, but the winds are still keeping the surge. And we're checking right now. They already set a record for surge at about 6 feet, and that was way early today. Way early. So it probably went well over 10, 12 feet. That's why the houses are kind of inundated. And the storm right now moving north-northeast is slowed down just a skosh at 8 miles an hour. This will take it right into Osceola and Polk County overnight tonight as a hurricane, Cat 1 more than likely, and take it all the way through Metro Orlando as well. So this storm continues to just crank through, and this will keep on rolling. This is the new track, and it hasn't shifted just a whole lot. I think the Hurricane Center's done a good job kind of working us through this, but this is going to be 2 o'clock in the morning in southern Polk County, so 2 a.m., so this is all night long, and then getting up through the Kissimmee-St. Cloud area probably around 4 to 5 a.m., and then after daybreak, this is going to be 2 p.m. tomorrow. Tropical storm still with wind gusts over 80 miles an hour. Just to let you know, we just had a wind gust 74 in New Smyrna. 130 miles away from the center. Okay, that's why this is going to be a big wind and heavy rain event. And finally, starting to push offshore, and this will become what's called extratropical, just a big windstorm approaching the Carolinas. So, guys, we still have a lot of heavy rain still yet to come. We're going to keep you updated back here. We got the whole team on board, and as I switch radar sources right now, you can see down south, it's just east of Port Charlotte, made its second landfall at Pirate Harbor. And this whole mass of wind and rain is going to keep moving north. But we do already have a flood warning out now for Orange, parts of northern Brevard County. A little gap down here to the south where there's not a lot of rain, but there's still a lot of rain to come tonight.
So that's the second time it's made landfall in Florida, because it'd be the third time when you count Cuba, right?
Yeah, Cuba was 1, then the Barrier Island was 2, and then the mainland of Florida is 3. So every time it crosses the coast like that.
So we see that perspective from there in Doppler 9, but if you go up to the ISS, which is hovering about 250 miles above Earth right now, this is the view aboard the ISS. You can see that eye right there, but just to give you perspective from space, how massive Ian is right now. Again, pictures from the ISS, about 250 miles above Earth. Such a threatening visual right there. And what was amazing to me, Tom, is I've seen video of the eye and the lightning that was crackling, that was coming from the center of this hurricane. You can't see it from here, but it was just so powerful, that video that we saw earlier was just incredible, the lightning.
Yeah, I don't know if they can find that, but yeah, this actually was, when I was talking with Rusty earlier today, they flew Kermit, their turboprop, and these things and the pilots, they are made of steel, because to fly through these storms is no way I'm doing that. But they flew into it when it was just off the coast. There was so much turbulence. First of all, damaged the nose of the aircraft, and they dropped like 1,500 feet. I can't even imagine that. So they had to bail. They're like, we're out of here. And another plane came in. So that just shows you. And they also reported a lot of lightning. There was a lot of convective activity. Generally with hurricanes, they're so warm that we just don't get a lot of the electrical imbalance that we get with our normal daytime thunderstorms here in Florida. But I have seen, like when Francis came in 18 years ago, we turned on lightning. There wasn't one strike in the whole storm. This one has been a completely different animal. And we remember back, Martha, with Andrew, when it came ashore, it actually had like some supercell thunderstorms around the eye wall that collapsed and helped cause part of that damage down in Homestead. But this is maybe kind of a